Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new Cell to Singularity video. Today I'm going to be going over an old beta version of the Beyond, which plays very differently from how it does today. And let me show you what we have here. So, ignoring all the purple cubes, we'll get back to those later. For my playtesting, I couldn't really figure out how to rank up, so I had to do a little bit of breaking and entering into the game's code, I guess, to manually rank myself up. But like, you can unlock almost everything from rank 1 anyway, so it doesn't matter. Does that say sample text? I think that says sample text. Anyway, so of course we have the Sun, Mercury, Venus with their trade cards. We have Earth with its 2 trade cards. This one's a little different. This is normally oxygenated atmosphere instead of aurora. Are these different? That's supposed to be large iron core. I think everything else is the same. Yeah, to unlock all the moons, you have to do an astronomy mission. Just a one-time thing, though. Here's the moon with its 2 cards. Mars with its 2 cards. The asteroid belt looks a little different. Also, the icon's a little different. And a lot of things don't have photos, because this is very early beta. So, expect to see a lot of photos of Neptune and things with no names. Here's Ceres, unlocked by dispatch. Here's Jupiter, which gives you Europa and Io through dispatches. Well, that's normally gravitational powerhouse. Here's Saturn, looks a little greener than usual, but pretty good. You get Enceladus and Titan through dispatches. And then, if you have Titan and Enceladus, you can get Ganymede, which makes no sense whatsoever. 1, why do you need moons of Saturn? Why is it not Europa or Titan? 2, where's Callisto? Callisto isn't in the game. Here's Uranus with its 2 cards. Nothing coming off Uranus at all. It's boring and sad. Neptune with its 2 cards. Normally that's like high winds or something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but it's like something about high winds, not just saying it's an ice giant. Triton through its dispatch, and then after Neptune you go directly to the Kuiper Belt, which has, I think, the same photo as the asteroid belt. Yeah, it's the same photo. Has no description except just S. Then there's Pluto. No, Jerry, Pluto is not a planet. God, that has to be a reference to something that I'm just not getting. I'm an uncultured swine, I know. It's Pluto with the weird, totally wrong icon. Then you go Eris, then Make, or Make, with the second M capitalized, and in Haumea, except it's misspelled as Huamia. And even the trait cards, it's spelled Huamia. Also, all of these except Pluto say Yellow Sky of Venus and use the same icon. Which is, okay then. You see, I also haven't even unlocked all the cards for all these, because the way that cards work in this game is if you rank up a generator, you don't get that generator's cards, you get random cards, like from a dwarf star, so... And also, because I was stuck on rank 1 the whole time, I got a single card, a single random card, every time I ranked up a generator. It's not fun. But, I feel like now, I need to talk about the dispatch system, because it's very different. So first of all, there's time flux, which is not in the Beyond nowadays. You might be thinking, why did they remove it? Well, I don't know if it's broken or if it's specifically because of this beta, but like, if you use time flux, it gives you nothing. You get nothing, it just takes your darwinium, and it... Actually, I can show you right now. You get nothing. It's just, you earn an hour. You earned an hour of your life, I guess. The Stellar Forge, you can see 50% chance for a Constellation fragment. Normally that's only 10. 100% chance. Normally that's 50. 100% chance. Normally that's like, you have a guaranteed 3. And also, it's just the same photo, but like tinted. So this one looks green. So if you click it, it isn't even green anymore. You only get 3 dispatch missions. 2 are unlocked from the start. You don't need episode 2. And one of them you need to get to episode 10, which is why I've stopped here. To have completed 1 ranks in the dinosaur simulation. That's not right. Dispatch missions are very different. One, you can use, it says a loot box test. It's actually just a dwarf star. It takes a day instead of like 18 hours. Then there's also dark matter missions, which are interesting. The first one takes 10 seconds and gives you 10 dark matter. The next one takes 2 hours and gives you 10 dark matter. Then it takes 6 hours and gives 10. So you think, why would you ever do that? That's just useless. What the problem is, it's not 10 dark matter, as you can very well see here. For some reason, it scales with your Stardust production, so it says 10, but I just got 3.8 billion dark matter. Unlimited dark matter, essentially. Yeah, so I've been running dark matter 5 for, you see, the past 3.5 hours. And that's gone up from like 1 million when I started it, and now it's at like 300 trillion, just because I've progressed. And I think the reason that this bug is happening is because of the Stardust missions. That's right, you used to be able to do astronomy missions for Stardust. You wait to make more production. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense, but Stardust 1 takes 10 seconds, then, 2 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours a day. And you can see that the number is the same. So yeah, I think it's just a bug. Okay. Trait cards, I'm going to go into that later. That is dispatch missions. Next, I should show you the garden. Here's the garden. The background is like this Milky Way panorama or whatever. This is also cool, this cool animated star effect. If you look at the background, some of the stars are actually twinkling. Actually, now that I'm looking, I can't see any. But the stars do twinkle, and I thought that was a cool change. Here's what the sun looks like. It's like the center isn't glowing as much as it used to. It's also called Sol, not the sun. The planets are much larger, the orbits aren't colored. There's also stellar prominences. I don't know if you can see them on the sun, like the flares shooting out. I feel like they should have that back. I mean, some of the Phase 2 generator stars have flares, but the sun doesn't. At least they didn't look like that. Here's Mercury. The planets are very large and not to scale. Venus, Earth, Mars. I don't even need to click on them. You can see. The thing is, Earth actually takes. You see, it's Pangea Earth right now because my primary simulation is just non-existent. The moon is here with a very low quality texture. The thing that's interesting is the moon in the tree uses the Mercury texture. I don't know why. Speaking of Mercury texture, here's Ceres with the Ganymede texture for some reason. Here's the asteroid belt also. I want to point out the asteroid belt. It's cool because you can click on it, and obviously, yes, it'll say the asteroid belt, like, you can click on different parts of it, which you can't do in the main game. I think they need to bring this back. It's cool that you can, like, select which part of the asteroid belt you want to focus the camera around. Jupiter looks pretty similar. It is actually tilted at its orbital angle, which it isn't in the main game. You see Io, Europa, and Ganymede all flying around here. Also, yeah, you're very limited in the zoom in the garden. It's like, this is as far as I can zoom out. Like, this is it. Here's Saturn, our green Saturn, with, we have Titan here. Oh yeah, Saturn's also tilted. We have Titan, and we also have Titan. So this is Titan. This is Enceladus, which looks like Titan. Then we go to Uranus, which looks almost exactly the same as it does in the main game, in the current version of the game. Crazy how little that's changed. Where's Neptune? Neptune's right over here. Neptune looks pretty similar with Triton, which looks like Ganymede, except its photo uses the photo of Titan. A fun fact: I remember I watched an interview where one of the devs, like a YouTuber, did an interview with the Cells devs a couple, back when the Beyond first came out. He asked them why Uranus didn't get more moons, and they said they wanted to add Titania, but it would be weird if you had Titan, Triton, and Titania all in the same game. They could easily be confused. I can see why they did that, and they did Oberon instead. But man, show Uranus some love. And the last thing in the garden is Pluto, if I can even click on it, which also looks like Ganymede. You did see earlier there are other Kuiper Belt objects, the other dwarf planets. They don't appear in the garden. In fact, the Kuiper Belt itself doesn't seem to appear in the garden. This is it. That garden's pretty empty. Not that I say it looks bad or anything, but just not very to scale, I guess. Now, of course, the one more thing I need to show that I guess everyone was wondering about when you see these two currencies up here, and the main reason I'm making this video in the first place, is the astronomy aspect. So, there are two additional currencies in this version of the Beyond. Sentience, which is the green triangle with the eye in it, and energy, which is the yellow atom symbol, similar to the modern garden symbol in the main game. I think it starts unlocking at not episode, they're called ranks in this version. Rank 3, that totally says sample text. All these cards have no description, they just have placeholder text like, oh hi, or Starlink or something. And every generator just talks about Juno. But you can see, they cost and produce this new currency. And yeah, it says this one's fossil fuels. This is a power plant. There's these images. There's like fully fleshed out images and cards and everything. But most sentience generators have 3 cards instead of 2. Although one of them doesn't seem to do anything before. They had the automate, they had the speed up. Sorry, automate and speed up. And then there's the payout card, and then the third one they never figured out how to use before it was scrapped. Let's see, this one is like mines, fuels, like generating power. There's a base on the moon. There's a base on Venus, a base on Mercury, like a station in orbit of the sun. Interestingly, these 3 down here don't have any cards attached to them. We have just a general research institute. This one has 4 cards actually. A particle accelerator. I think it says ground observatory. Yeah. Space agencies. You see, there's a lot of cards coming off of this one. Payout. Another payout card. Another payout card. 1 automate card. Rocket facility. Chemical rockets. Reusable spacecrafts. Space telescope. James Webb mentioned. Mind you, this was like. I think this build was like May of 2021. This build came out. So James Webb had not been launched yet. The James Webb was like, God, I want to say December. It was either December 2022 or 2021. But yeah, the fact that James Webb is here is crazy. Also Hubble, Kepler, and I don't think I've heard of Herschel before. Regardless, there's also satellites like Sputnik, Starlink. I haven't heard of Score Landsat before. Landers like Sojourner, Viking, Opportunity, Spirit. I don't think I've heard. Oh yeah, Venera. That was the one on Venus. Just general probes. It's the Voyager, Galileo, Cassini, Mariner, Pioneer. And we have the actual Juno. So all these generators talk about Juno every while. It's the same thing over and over. Then the actual Juno doesn't say anything. Some dispatch mission description. And the thing that's interesting is Juno is also an astronomy mission in this. It takes 10 seconds to complete, both stages do, and they don't do anything when you unlock them. They're just nice to have on the tree, I guess. The last one, of course, we have crewed flight and space stations. You have the ISS, Apollo program, Laika the dog was, I think, the first living... I don't know if it was the first living thing in general, or just, it was just notable for being a dog. Yeah, that's the massive scrapped section of the Beyond. So much of this. And they just completely killed it. I don't know why. Hi there! Lippy uppy puppy? Hi! You gonna go lay down? No? You're just gonna sniff my slipper? Come on! Come here! Come here! Hey! Sorry, dog got involved. You can just sit there. I'll be a few minutes and then we can go lay down, okay? Dog came upstairs and wanted attention. Oh yeah, the last thing, I totally forgot about this, is the constellations. So, they're not held in a separate tab. They're part of the tree, and you have to go through this portal to get to them. And I will say that is a pretty cool transition, even if it is just pushing the camera slightly to the left. This is the Constellation Garden. If it's not really even part of the garden, it's just the tree. So, you get constellation fragments from... You get them occasionally from ranking up generators or opening dwarf stars. Although, to be fair, there aren't many dwarf stars to be getting. Since there's no mission system, you just kind of unlock generators. They don't have any images. They all just say maybe some sim speed upgrade in the end. There's no photos, they all choose this one star. The thing that's interesting about them is it's, you also don't get to pick, there's no like constellation fragments, it's just you open a dwarf star and you just get a random star for a random constellation. Except it's only semi-random, because there's this fun feature, which kinda, I guess, led into constellation fragments, where you can like zoom in on a constellation, for example this one Taurus, and if you click on the Earth icon, it'll say you want to observe this constellation. If you observe a constellation, it increases the chance to get that specific constellation from a loot box. So now I'm observing Taurus, so if I were to, get a constellation fragment from, opening a dwarf star, it'd be more likely to be Taurus compared to anything else. It's not a guarantee, but it's just more likely. So as you can see, I observed Scorpio, because that's mine, and Virgo, and I've already completed both of them. Gemini, I have been observing for a while, and it's also almost complete. But you can see, because it's not a guaranteed chance, that I've also collected tons of others, and in fact, I'm almost done with Aries. But yeah, I think this was a cool idea at the time, but just having the constellation fragment feature instead, where you can just pick and choose entirely, I think was a lot better. So the one thing about this this animation thing, that you can kind of just go over there yourself whenever you want. It's not like actually taking you anywhere else, it's just moving the camera. And also, there's these cards, which I think are almost precursors to the rare cards. They're just kind of floating out here in the void. They don't do anything. You can't unlock them at all. I haven't gotten them from any dwarf stars or mid-sized stars. Yeah, that's all in this build. I did play another build from like July. That was a lot more fleshed out. For one, the tree was horizontal, not vertical. There were a lot more images in place. All the sentient stuff was gone, which is sad. But they did have like proper rare cards and epic cards and tuning and missions and ranking up. Like, it actually felt more like a game and not just like this early incomplete alpha. A fun fact is, in the early Beyond, the Heliosphere was not a generator. The Heliosphere was an epic card. Yep, it was the epic discount card. I think now it's currently like Cosmic Gravity or something, but no, it used to be the Heliosphere. And then it got promoted to being a generator. I don't know why I find that so funny, but it is. Anyways, that is all for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, maybe join my Discord server. I chat there quite often, and we have daily questions. So, if you're chronically online like me, you can just answer random dumb questions. Anyways, see you all later. Goodbye.